Hey, everybody. It's been a minute since in fact, it's been 3 years since I've made a video like this. And I want to come and give you an update on what's going on in Japan with my son. I would like to make it known at this point that he is a hostage. He's a hostage at this point. The reason why is because he is considered as an unlawful detainee in Japan. According to our executive orders in America, one that was issued by Biden and one that was issued by Trump, the administration, that any unlawful detainees that are U.S. nationals in a foreign country will come up under sanctions and all these other things. So none of that is happening. In fact, most people will probably never hear of this case because they don't want it both in Japan and America to be heard. So in some things I'm going to talk about, I'm just going to put the whole case out. I'm going to say some things that they say allegedly, some things that are true facts, and then some things that are in my opinion. Well, introducing Black History Month, my son is being held because he's Black. That is it. Not just because he's American, not because he's a man, not because he come from a single mother, whatever. No, he's being held because he's Black. When I met with his first attorney with the Innocence Project in 2023, the attorney told me, if your son was white, if he was an athlete, if he was something of that nature, he wouldn't be being held, period. This would not happen to him. So I could not believe it. I just could not. So we've been going through the process of figuring all this stuff out. So as of now, the higher court of Tokyo overturned an 8-year conviction because they realized Dr. Simon Ford from California came in as an expert witness and stated right away that they found out that the prosecutors and everybody had fabricated information against my son. And they did a poor job at it. And anybody would have been able to see it. So they're like, listen, just go ahead and let him go. You guys have nothing. You can retry it and you're going to find the same thing. Just let him go. So they overturned the conviction. As of date, my son is in Japan being held without a passport, an expired passport, which if you had an expired passport in a foreign country, aren't they supposed to deport you? But why is he still there? He's being held without a conviction, everything. It is now in the Supreme Court of Japan just to try to get a bail because they don't have a bail system. You better make one. So then you got all of this stuff that's going on. You got people marching. My son has the best attorneys. The Innocence Project Japan, they got it together. They are working their behinds off. However, I need to face a situation that I've been dealing with in America. I am not team anything when it comes to politics and all that other stuff. Because, and then my opinion is my opinion and my vote is my vote. However, I believe whoever is in office, it works for the people. They're civil servants. That's what they're called. I don't care what their rank is. I don't care who they are. They are civil servants. Well, to what's going with me, I have been gaslit. Now I know I've dealt with narcissists. And I know gaslighting when I see it. I've been gaslit by America for so long that it does not make sense. Now, the Biden administration, the Harris administration, I don't even know about them. You know what? They put an executive order in. My son went in November of 2021. I contacted them. They barely even responded. Now, a U.S. national, that is detained. Now, let me tell you this. They will take and have a U.S. citizen that took and killed people and get involved and let them off and help them get out. But somebody who is being unlawfully detained, they don't want to get involved in that. Now, going into this, I ended up contacting the Trump administration. And let me tell you how I got the Trump administration to respond, because I did it several times. I literally put in a letter, President Trump, Biden-Harris did a terrible job on this. I know you can do a better job. All of a sudden, I get a letter from the Trump administration. We have been alerted to watch this case from Washington. This is the Trump administration. So you're going to gaslight me. You're going to give me something to tie me over. Oh, she's so excited that she heard from the Trump administration. So maybe we can try this, try it over. I'll hold her over. But they don't realize I've been through this. The worst part is all of the black people, African Americans, whatever you want to call them, that have been in authority in Congress and everybody that I contacted and never responded. Those that I contacted in media and they never responded, but they're so pro-black. Yes, I've contacted and I've got all the letters, the Jasmine Crockett's and the Roland Martins, CBS, Dan Kramer. I've been contacting him, the producer, for 3 years. And all he keeps saying, well, I need to hear from the attorneys. Listen, I've given you court documents. I've given you everything. Well, I need to talk directly to the Innocence Project. I need to do this and I need to do that. Listen, I'm giving you all the information. Just follow up. That's all you have to do. But no, they don't want to do this. MSNBC, BBC, CNN. Now, this is a high-profile international case where two allies have something that the U.S., my son is a U.S. citizen, but an ally of the United States is holding him hostage. Now, if you were a parent and your child went to your friend's house and you decided to tell your child to come home and they said, no, we keeping your child. I'm going to tell you this. I don't care how many stories you share. I don't care how much best of friends you've been. As of that moment, you are no longer friends. And there are executive orders that are in place that if any country is found to have unlawful detainees, they will be sanctioned. When the Tokyo High Court overturned this case because they realized, listen, and this is the thing, just to put a side part on that. The attorney quoted it in the newspaper. All the Tokyo High Court has to say, he's innocent. They said they were cowards. They refused to say he was innocent and tried to send it to a lower court to try to hold him even longer. He doesn't even have a valid passport anymore. You're supposed to let him go. Send him back to his country. Well, because if you send him back to his country, this ain't even a case. So therefore, you want to hold on to him. This is hostage justice system has been in existence for over 50 years. 99% conviction rate has been based on people getting tired and go ahead and incriminating themselves. And people are getting away with it. Oh, let me tell you about the United Nations. So I hear from the United Nations. They write me a letter. They're going to hear my son's case in August. Yes, I still have the letters. Then August comes. They're going to hear it in December. December has come and gone. What has the United Nations did? So you mean to tell me you guys are all in this together? Then I'm in Northwest Indiana, We get in touch with Braun, who's the governor, and the guy from Napone, the president of Napone or whatever, and Eddie Melton and Gary, because they were negotiating to make sure that they can bring the Japanese here in America. You're negotiating with a country that has one of your citizens in custody illegally, and you're going behind closed doors negotiating with them. What makes you think that if you send some of our people over there, that they wouldn't do it to them? And what you going to do when you can't get them out? And then for this prime minister, no disrespect, but homegirl, let me tell you, if you hear this, they got rid of the other prime minister. They didn't want him in. They specifically said about how he mishandled the hostage justice system. Well, it's funny they put you in, and I always know this. I don't know about your country, but I know ours. Anytime a man or somebody screws up, they always try to put a woman in place to fix it. You ain't mentioned the hostage justice system at all. And then another thing, I should have had some contact or anything. I have emailed you. I have contacted your people over and over again, and you won't even respond. Not only was it translated in English, but it was translated in Japanese. So you can't tell me you can't. So you can tell me you can't read. These people are wicked and evil, and these are the people that we have put in place. Am I an angry black woman? No. Oh, let me tell you about that. So a newspaper article was done. Somebody was willing to take a chance, and I thank Amy. I shouldn't have said her name, but I thank her anyway, from the Post Tribune. But I started asking around, why will nobody cover this? Number one, because my son is innocent. I didn't know that. If your son is innocent, if your son was guilty, they would have been on your lawn. The news would have been on your lawn, sleeping, trying to get a story. Number one, and then number two, where you live. Number three, you're not destitute. So you mean to tell me you could literally be innocent, but because, and then you can be being victimized, but because you pay your bills, you live in a different place, you are innocent, you don't qualify to have any of these. So you mean to tell me that we're going back to being 3/5 of a person? Because that's pretty much what you're saying, that the Constitution is not meant for everybody. And I remember the Dred Scott decision kind of not being in existence anymore. But why are we going to this? My son has the same rights in the Constitution as everybody else. When you issued, United States, when you issued him that passport, you gave him the right to everything else that anybody else would get. Then, when it came to me as a mother, they're supposed to look out for you, the country, when you have a U.S. national that's being detained and all this other stuff. You know, they ain't contact me one time. Barely. And if I was doing it, I was blowing smoke. The only person that was willing to write a letter for me was Representative Frank Mervan. And he wrote Ambassador Glass. I thought Ambassador Rahm Emanuel was horrible. But Ambassador Glass hasn't done anything either. And right there is the ambassador for America in Japan. I even told them, listen, I'll send a letter. Put it on his desk. Just go and visit my son. Tell them I'm working on this. They don't have the time to do that. But they want to go to have time to do other things. The U.S. Embassy, you may ask, well, what is the U.S. Embassy doing? They're doing the best that they can with the rules that they've been given. They have not been, the U.S. Embassy has hardly no jurisdiction. My son just recently got sick and had to go to the hospital, the whole nine. They actually brought the chief in from the U.S. embassies, one of the chiefs or whatever, to make sure that they were taking care of my son during detention. Do you know in almost 5 years, my son has not slept with the lights out? Y'all know that's psychological warfare. You know the brain does not rest if it does not get any dark, and then he can't put anything over his eyes so he can sleep. Then he was used to have migraines really bad growing up. Well, he has them all the time, but yet he has to still sit. And then, but he can't lay down. So then the thing about it is, so they mistreated everything. Then he started losing weight because of the food. They're not giving him the proper amount of food. He is a Westerner. He should have a Western diet. But this is the thing, you guys. He's innocent. Totally innocent. But they're not doing anything about it. But my biggest thing that I would say, now, and you guys ask, well, have you contacted the Obamas? Oh, yes, I have. Have you contacted the Harrises? Yes, I have. And even Maya Harris. I thought she was an international attorney. This is a high-profile international case. A case where between two allies. And if I don't say anything, you won't hear about it. This has been going on 5 years. 5 years. But you have literally caught a man in the act that was in our U.S. military in Japan, taking advantage of a woman right in front of the police. My son is innocent. You gave him 8 years. You gave this man 7. Oh, was it because my son looked like this and this one looked like that? I never thought in all of my life that I would be dealing with racial issues. Because this is truly what it is. Japan, they say, oh no, they just don't like foreigners. No, y'all don't like black people. Look, but your people do. Some of your people do. You have to understand. How you think my son got over there? Do you really think the people that are marching for my son, they don't look like me? They don't. The people that are shunning us look like me. And then check this out. I was being exploited for money from Japan. Some of the former attorneys, that court-appointed attorneys, I called the FBI. My sister called the CIA. Told them. They never responded back. Now, if somebody was bootlegging some fake purses from another country, they would have got on that. But I was being exploited through email and everything, and still had the emails, sent them the emails, and they never touched the case. So somebody got to tell me what's going on. Did you need him to be guilty? If it is, just tell me. Just say that. Don't gaslight me. Don't feed me some breadcrumbs and then tell me, you know what, we're working on. No, you not. You sitting, trying to figure out what time are you trying to run down? What time? What's going on? I'm concerned about my son's well-being, period. And you guys are sitting there twiddling your thumbs, getting involved in other issues and causing other issues that have nothing to do with this. Listen, I don't care what you need to do. Stop what you're doing right now. Get called over to Japan, fly over to Japan, send the hostage envoy over to Japan because you have something in place. My son is a hostage. Send him over to Tokyo. Make sure. Send somebody in, a representative from America that got on a plane and flew over there other than Simon Ford. Everything is there. You guys literally let them take and fix DNA and pin it on somebody. And it's almost like taking poop and putting sugar on him and telling him it's okay. So you're going to it's okay. It's just okay. No. You guys are civil servants. And speaking up for African American History Month, Black History Month, it is obvious that I'm all the way black. I am so disappointed. I am. I trusted and believed that my people stood up and fought for the innocent. No, he's not a drug dealer. No, he's not an American athlete. No. Yes, he have his same sexuality. Yeah, he does. So he ain't getting high and whatnot. But you guys don't want that. That's not what you fight for. That's what you fight. You don't fight for stuff like that. And I am disappointed that you guys will take and exploit people in America. You take and you thrive on the pain that people that are disenfranchised, that they feel. But then the other ones that may not be so destitute, you guys don't care about that. When I saw the story of Katrina, that really painted a picture, when they just had this on Netflix, of how the people really are. Those people were in there. All the news came out as that they were hurting each other and they were doing all kinds of stuff. And that's why they didn't want the president to come, because these people were savages and he didn't want them to come. But people got an insight of what was really going on, and they videotaped it. Found out that that was never what was happening, but that's what the media was painting. And this media is crap. They sit up, they're looking for a good story based on me being beat down. I'm not, but I'm telling you, I'm tired. Am I ready to just give up? Oh, absolutely not. The fight just started. Real good. Because if this is how Japan gets its 99% conviction rate, it means that majority of the people that are sitting in those detention centers are innocent. However, it ain't no different than what's been going on in America either. So now, what am I talking about today? I am interested in getting this story out because I'm going to keep updating it. Trust me, let me tell you what I do. Every other day, they have where you can write the president. That's how I ended up getting the letter. And you can put in 4,000 characters. Every other day, I put in 3,999 characters. I'm like the widow woman that is going before the unjust judge. Avenge me of my adversary. Would you please speak up? And I'm going to weigh you down until you say something. And then I'm going to keep going before the God of this universe, because all I have, if it had not been for my faith, I don't think I would have made it this far. Because the people show as hell don't care. And yes, I said it. They don't. So now, my thing is, I will tag as many people in it. And then under this, I'm going to tag some of the information, some of the links, and things like that, so you guys can read it for yourself. Y'all, they are really holding on to an innocent child. And you know what it is? They feelings hurt. They messed up. Look, admit that you messed up. And just let them go. I am pleading with you today, Japan. Just let them go. You don't even need a bail because you don't have a case. It is in the Supreme Court. It has went through all the courts. Just let them go. And any of you judges out there, any of you attorneys out there, any of you representatives out there who are willing to take a stand for what is right, feel free to contact me at any time, because I'm there for you. I'm there to give you. Any of you news people that have decided that you want to take and get some guts and finally want to report the news, I'll give you all the information. I got court documents. I got everything. In fact, the court documents were leaked to me from Japan, because they never planned on telling this. This was never supposed to get out, ever. And so therefore, I'm willing to speak on behalf of my son, knowing that when I speak on behalf of my son, I'm just not speaking on behalf of him. I'm speaking on behalf of other mothers that are going through this, other sons and daughters that are going through this, other people that are unlawfully detained that are going through this, both, African Americans, people that are being taking advantage of, or for that matter, gaslighted or gaslit, whatever you want to call it. I'm at this point not even really talking, but come on now. You got to work with me. You got to work with me. And let this be a major thing that helps, especially in Black History Month. I said it. Normally I'm like, because I got to deal with my kids, with my students with it all the time. I'm creating, look, this is Black history right here. So come on, you guys, work with me. Share this as much as you can. You can subscribe to whatever channel that I have or whatever this is on, so I can keep giving you the updates. Because every time somebody contacts me or whatever, I'll update you to let you know. And then every time they don't, I'm going to update you on that too. So have an awesome day. Please keep me and my son, Christopher Stephen Payne, in your prayers. And you guys have an awesome day. Bye-bye.